Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ollie, and this is the EVH Frankie Relic from 2020. Long awaited. For those of you who don't know, I'm lucky enough to work at a kick-ass guitar store here in Perth, Western Australia, and it has been so long since I can actually keep one of these in stock. This one is actually pre-sold. It's going off to its forever home tomorrow, but of course I could not take the opportunity to document what an incredible guitar this is. Every single one of them we've had through the shop have been absolutely insane. And even though they're not the USA custom shop limited edition versions that they brought out, I believe it was last year, which had the price tag for USA custom shops, this guy kicks some serious ass. So here in Australia, these guys street for around your sort of $3,000 range. So it's more than your average like Charvel Pro Mod, which is made in the same factory that you'd usually go for like $1,500 to $2,000. But of course, given the collectability and how iconic this instrument is, and how it sounds and performs, I think it does deserve to be in that upper price bracket. Like I said, the Frankenstrat, or the Frankie, as it's affectionately known, is probably one of the most important guitars there is in music history. Let alone guitar or rock and roll or heavy metal. Like, it is such a genre-defining and guitar-defining and just a historical instrument that it makes complete sense that this guitar is honoured in 2020 with this guitar. Or this model, I should say. So, sort of down to the T, it's relic to be a honest replica of that guitar. As you can see, it's got dings all over the body. What I like is it's not a cheesy relic. Sometimes when you get sort of non-custom shop or super high-end instruments getting that relic, they sort of rush it. They don't do it properly. I remember seeing some Ibanez hollow body guitars that it was weird. They did the relic and then finished over the top of it, so it was glossy. It almost looked like a toy. Whereas this is worn in all the right places. The body is worn, the neck is beautifully worn. It looks like it's been buried by a dog in a backyard for a couple of years and then brought back up. And even the hardware is relic as well. So it has all the right touches, feels nice and worn in. And yeah, it kicks ass. Let's talk about some of the specs. So this guitar has a basswood body. If I'm not mistaken, the original Frankenstrat was made out of it was the neck that was seconds. It was made out of a Northern Ash Strat body that Eddie actually got from Wayne Charvel, if I'm not mistaken. Not made of Northern Ash, made out of basswood. The neck, however, like I said, I believe that was just a seconds neck that he managed to get his hands on. This is a quarter sawn maple neck with a sort of a Van Halen modified C back shape. And we've even got graphite reinforced truss rods as well. So super stable. Quarter sawn maple is a very, very nice cut of maple as well. Often used again in high-end custom shop instruments. So there's a great spec there. And we've got jumbo, very, very nice and shiny frets. So of course they didn't relic the frets because that's actually going to influence the playability of the guitar. Yeah, it just plays a dream. It just it inspires you. It makes you want to play ridiculous riffs. It makes you want to it makes you want to tap and all, do all that crazy stuff. So as well it should. It's the Van Halen guitar. So yeah, like I said, basswood body, quarter saw maple neck. With that, it's a very, very, very cool modified C back shape. It's not skinny, I'd say. It doesn't feel. This is a Warren D. Martini signature snakeskin. Again, the Pro Mod Mexican version. Great guitar. Thicker than that. Not your typical modern shredder, but more like, again, a sort of classic style neck. So yeah. We have an EVH branded Floyd Rose. I wouldn't put it up there with sort of like your, shallow or original Floyd Rose level bridge. I put it with more of like the 1000 series bridges that you see on the Mexican-made Charvels, EVH, Jacksons and all that. But it's great, it stays in tune, it does take a bit of abuse. Like I said, it's sort of reliced as well, which is a nice touch. Goes with the rest of the guitar. What is cool as well, we've got the EVH detuner. So, for example, we're in East End. Of course, quite a lot of Van Halen songs are in drop D. Or if you just want to riff in drop D as well. By pressing your thumb down on that, you're going to be in D straight away, and if you want to put it back, that brings the tension of that bottom string straight back to E standard. So it's super cool, very, very easy to use, and a great feature on any guitar pretty much. So legend has it, the original bridge was a 1957 or 58 just standard tremolo. So if you look at the original Frankie before the Floyd was installed, it didn't have a locking nut. So if you listen to Van Halen 1, all those dives, all that crazy stuff, he ain't doing that on a Floyd, which is crazy. But of course nowadays we have, we do have that technology. We have the technology which makes it work. The original pickup, I believe, was taken out of a Gibson ES335, so more like a PAF vintage humbucker. This, however, is an EVH Wolfgang humbucking pickup. So plenty of high output, nice sort of saturated mids without getting too spongy and muddy. And yeah, you can get some good harmonics too. It really is a fun guitar. So yeah, EVH Wolfgang humbucker. So basically, back in the day, everyone was trying to figure out how the hell is he getting all those sounds? How can one man possibly make such an incredible sound and so many sounds out of one guitar? And I imagine he probably loved the fact that people were trying to figure it out. But what he probably loved even more is that he could throw people off. So this is a dummy single coil pickup, does absolutely nothing in terms of being able to use it. And we've also got a 5-way selector sort of screwed into the body. I'm not sure if they do it on this exact guitar, but it was sort of in the signal, so it did influence the sound. I can imagine they've probably done it on this guitar. I can't see where they wouldn't. But yeah, whilst you can't actually do it, it is in the signal chain, so it is affecting the sound per se. So that's that. We have a single volume knob which says tone, because that's how he did his. So let's listen how it cleans up. Cleans up quite nicely. I may as well show you the clean sound. I mean, if you're getting the Van Halen guitar, chances are you might not necessarily want to use the clean sound too much, but hey, it's a free world. You're currently hearing the EVH 5150, my original 6L6 head, which is nice and yellowed and dirty and scungy because it's been around. So that's going into the Boss WAZA tube amp expander. Great piece of technology which sort of, lets me retain the signal but have a lot more versatility. So. And there you have it, the one single piece of clean playing that I will do on this video. Anyway, so yeah, that's sort of the design here. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually, he made this out of an old piece of vinyl record. But again, if you read up on this guitar, there's been so many different modifications done to it over the years. I like to think this is probably a reproduction of how it currently is, but who knows. I just love the guitar, to be perfectly honest. It makes you want to play guitar, and it makes you want to play cool guitars, so that's why I'm talking about it. We have a thumb wheel adjuster here as well. Of course, back then that wasn't really a thing that was done, so that's where they've sort of taken into the modern era, which again, it's great because back then I like to think that the you would have adjusted the neck by sort of taking it off and screwing it like a vintage Strat design, which is annoying if I'm perfectly honest, so I'm glad that they've incorporated that. EVH on the headstock, of course, makes complete sense because it's an EVH branded guitar. EVH tuners, EVH neck plate, and no back plate because, as you can see on my Chevelle, even if it did have one, I would take it off because who's got time for that? That's pretty much everything you need to know. We've got a 12 to 16 inch compound radius fretboard, which essentially means that sort of down towards the nut, it's a bit more curved, so you can get your fingers around. Great for chords and riffs, and it flattens out to a 16 inch radius as we get down here, which just makes it built for shredding, basically. Just facilitates, I mean, your hand is in a different position when you come up here, so that flatter radius just makes it easier, basically. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's one hell of a guitar. If you can find someone that still has one in stock, and if you're thinking about it but you're not quite sure, don't worry about a thing. Get your hands on this guitar. Whether you're a collector, whether you're a player, you are bound to enjoy this guitar for many, many, many different reasons. So yeah, my name is Ollie. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about the guitar or thoughts or what I think, what it might compare to, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, happy shredding, and keep an eye out for lots of cool videos coming out in the future. Cheers guys, see you soon.